right.
I don't want to destroy your camera before it's time, my dear.
All right, so
Okay, be
we
very
noticed
careful.
we noticed today in the conversation that there was multiple times where the four of you brought up how you used resources from the G Plus community, or you posted resources on the G Plus community, that you use those resources in different ways in your classrooms, even though all four of you are at different schools, different campuses, and some of you are in charter and PSO. So we just want to capture kind of how this happened today.
Okay, so I was going to start by saying that I was looking at the New Visions Living Environment pilot site and just skimming through it, and I ran into your wonderful water weed posting, and I thought that would make a really great lab, and so I started to take a look at it and think about it. Okay, so it was very helpful.
Okay. And I know, Chris, you also use that lab?
Similar idea where I wanted or needed a lab to address the topics in photosynthesis, and it was there.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Okay. Diane, how do you feel about, so what are your thoughts, I should say?
So the reason why I actually did that lab was, I know part of the curriculum for the 5Es had a lab where you had to do a photosynthesis lab, but you had to have a lot of materials, and I kind of needed it the next day. So I was like, let's go find something online, and then I found that simulation. And then Libby saw my class during that day, and she was like, this is great. I'm like, oh, it is? And then she told me to share it with the group. And then you guys apparently liked it. But I also found that a lot of the students, afterward, they start realizing, or they get better at the reaction, the photosynthesis reaction with that.
And we noticed through some of Robin's comments that, it wasn't a perfect simulation, that there was some places there that, we could modify the use of that simulation. So that's the way that Robin not only used the resource, but she also kind of helped us as a whole group learn about it.
Right, because it was inaccurate scientifically.
Zach, how did you kind of use the G+?
We had talked all the way back in July about this lab, and about how students should actually see the size differences between glucose and starch molecules, or not actually, but as best they can model it. So I felt like last year my kids it was just a very abstract concept for them. So before the Diffusion Through Remembering lab this year, we did that activity where we built the molecular models, and that really helped to inform their ideas about how those molecules diffuse in the lab.
Moving forward, is there any way that any of you feel that we could improve this process, improve the G+ community, or this community overall, in being able to share virtual resources?
We just continue to push this idea. I think there's some hesitation and confusion as to how to share things and what should be shared. So maybe in the future, just kind of modeling how to share something with the whole group, and what's fair game to share.
Yeah, I'm worried to share certain things because I don't know if it's really has enough core curriculum or literacy based, whether it's really up to snuff that I should actually share it with other people, like this is something you should do. It's like saying that your program says this is a good thing. So I have a lot of stuff, but I'm hesitant to share it because I don't know if it really meets your criteria. So.
But it's not really about meeting my criteria as much as it is the criteria of the group and what people find useful. Yeah. Well, I understand what you're saying. For sure. Yeah, definitely. Any other?
Yeah, maybe posting things like with the message like, "Can you help me vet this?" or like, like Karen was saying before, like, "I'm going to put this idea out here. Like, what do you guys think?" That might be. Because I'm hesitant too, like a little bit shy online to post things, but then maybe with that kind of qualifier that might alleviate some of that.